Welcome to Screen to Speed, powered by INIT Esports. In this podcast, we dive into the journeys of remarkable individuals making waves in sim racing and bridging the virtual with the real. From the thrill of digital circuits to the roar of real life racetracks, we explore the passion, dedication, and innovation that drives the world of motorsports. We'll hear from athletes, creators, and pioneers sharing their stories, insights, and the powerful ways sim racing is connecting communities and creating pathways into motorsports. So buckle up, Screen to Speed starts now.
Welcome everyone to INIT Talks show. Hope you're doing well this evening. Welcome everybody. And we have an Esmeralda today with us. Thank you so much for taking your time to be with us today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. And I'd love to share all my experiences with everyone. So yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, so let's start. You've been on SimRacing Expo. So would like to know a little bit more about it. How was it for you? Was it your first offline event or not?
Yeah, so it was awesome. I met so many people. And also to race there in front of the public, that was really special. It wasn't my first time because I went to US last year, also with Screen to Speed. We all had to qualify, and the top 15 went to Vegas. So that was my first offline event, which, it was really awesome to be a part of. And as well as Germany this weekend, it's just really great to see that many women in sim racing and then to race against the best of them. That's a great experience.
Awesome. How was your race at SimRacing Expo?
Oh, I think it went well. I'm really happy with the results. Obviously, I wanted to win, but I just lost out on it. So P3 in the first race, which I was lucky with an incident in front of me. But yeah, sometimes you just have to be there, and even if you're behind the pack, at least you'll get there and scrape by. And then the second race, I was actually in the lead for a couple of laps. With Saoirse behind me, chasing me, and yeah, I just lost out, but it was a great race, and I ended up P2, P3 overall. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Great, congrats to you. That's a good result to get the podium.
Thank you.
Was it your type of car which you drove on the event? I know you've been driving the Formula 4 at Nürburgring. So can you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, so I race a lot of cars in iRacing, mostly the LMP2, and I had tried the F4 for a couple of practice sessions, but not a lot. So yeah, it was quite a new car for me to drive. But I don't know, I kind of it felt right. So it wasn't that hard for me to get into it.
Yeah, I think as you got a lot of experience, as you said, with LMP2, it's quite easy to get used to Formula 4 as that's card with a downforce, and it's fast also. So yeah, I think that's why you didn't have a lot of issues with this. How long ago did you start iRacing? Did you start sim racing overall?
I think it was 2020. Early 2020 that I started sim racing, and I think I went into iRacing immediately when I was starting. I'm not completely sure, but yeah, I did ACC and iRacing at the same time, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 4 years ago, right in the COVID pandemic situation.
Yeah, I think just many people. So we had on INIT Talks, many people started from pandemic time. I started also. I think just, everybody get tired at home and they go in to do something, and it was sim racing, other games, and someone went to streaming. Yeah, that was great time to start the sim racing, the new hobby for yourself, definitely. All right. So was it hard for you to start in iRacing? Do you have any like sim racing experience before? Maybe you play some racing games before you start in sim racing or not?
Oh yeah, I I actually played the F1 games like 2015 through, I think it was like 2018 or 2019 that I did. And that was just my experience. It wasn't really sim racing. I just did it for fun with like all the assists on. Eventually in 2017, I bought the Trustmaster T300. That was like my first wheel, and I think it was 2 months before I got the F1 wheel add-on, because I was just so into Formula One at that time. Still, by the way, but yeah, and I just played it for fun until I met Yvonne, and she got me really into sim racing.
That's awesome. Can you tell me more about what equipment you got right now? So you definitely did some upgrades, I'm pretty sure, in this.
Oh yeah, I did. Yep. Yeah, so I've got a bit of a luxury setup. I've got the Heusinkveld sprint pedals. I'm not connected to Heusinkveld, but I can really recommend them. They are awesome, and they really help with my consistency. And then I've got the Fanatec CSL TV with the boost kit, so it's 8 newton-meters, of course. And then I've got I can actually show you because I'm right in front of my I've got the V2.5 steering wheel with the advanced visual module. So
nice. Yeah. This one is awesome.
Yeah, I'm really a fan of the wheel. Yeah, it's great. The only thing that's missing is the screen on it. Yeah, I hope they'll get one someday.
How's the house community for you in iRacing and sim racing? Also, because we been talking about this with other guests on the INIT Talks show, and find out that community in sim racing overall really friendly, really welcome. Do you feel that too?
Yeah, it's. I don't know how to actually say this, but they make you feel welcome. So I had no trouble in Germany to just get into the group on the first night that we met each other. With the whole group, we went out to dinner in Dortmund, and we had an amazing time. So it's just so easy to get into, and I don't know, they're all such nice people, and hopefully there are some bad ones in there as well. But overall, my experience is so great.
Yeah, that's good. Usually people, especially when you're coming first time into sim racing, they try to help you with advices. They try to guide you to find your journey in sim racing. It's really cool indeed to have really welcome people, because not all the time you have this in other games, and sometimes the community not really welcome, and it's really good that it's in opposite for sim racing.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I mean, if you want someone to help you, you just have to ask, and they're all prepared to help you and to make time. So yeah, overall, it's a great community.
Okay, so as you said that LMP2 is your main car in iRacing, do you remember any highlight of events which you did with it? Maybe you did some endurance races where you finish on the podium or something like this.
Oh, I've got a couple of highlights, but they didn't end really well. No, I definitely had amazing experiences with the LMP2. I started with a team of, we were just friends, and not really professionals. So we ended up between tire barriers and stuff. So yeah, I think as it was so much fun. But for really ending up high, I think all of our races ended up in the wall somehow. Yeah, so not really memorable. I think we once got a podium, and then one of our one of our drivers didn't drive enough laps, so we got disqualified as well.
Oh no!
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, didn't end well, but I had so much fun in all of these races, so it was worth it. Totally worth it. Yeah, I think the F4 is for me the best car, as in that I actually accomplished something with that car. Oh, and the Ford Mustang Next Gen, which we drove in Las Vegas last year, which I completely despise. It's a horrible car, but I got P5 in the US, so that was a great accomplishment as well. But that's not the LMP2. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's really hard, I can tell you, to drive a NASCAR car on the road track. So I had some experience with Xfinity cars, not with Next Gen. We've been running them on VSO Infinity events. We had a race at Monza with Xfinity cars. It was really crazy. A lot of crashes happened. Some people rejoin right after they out of the track. It was really fun indeed. Yeah. And talking about prototype LMP2, I had really bad experience because I started our racing when we had Honda HPD here, and been running this car a long time, and I was really good at it. And then when we switched to this Dallara LMP2, I was like, oh, this car not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. Are you doing any ovals in our racing? Because you said that you not, yeah?
No.
All right. Can you tell me a bit more about Formula 4 and what's your favorite combo with this car? What's your favorite track with this?
Okay, so this is hard because I've got one favorite track. Everyone that knows me knows it's my favorite track, and that's Spa. So it doesn't matter which car I drive. So although the next gen Ford Mustang could ruin it, but every car is like, it's really fun to drive on Spa. But now that I've done the Nürburgring, and I've actually put in the time to practice there, I think that might be, I mean, it's kind of close. I don't know which one of the two would be my favorite with the F4. It could be either, but definitely one of those two.
Great. Spa is definitely a good choice. Good track for like any type of car. Even if you with slow car here, you'll be in draft having fun, then in Lacombe and fighting with people. If you with a faster car, you just going to go with the flow on the Spa. It's awesome. I agree with you about this. What can you suggest to people who are starting in getting into our racing, into sim racing? What will be your advice? From what to start? Should they stick with the one car, or what you can suggest from your side?
I think this is quite difficult to answer. Mostly just have fun, because without fun, you won't get the drive to get better and better. And for consistency, definitely stick with one car. But I haven't done that. I've done so many cars, and I think it also gave me a lot of experience. Because if you look at last year, I keep going back there, but we had the Next Gen Mustang, and it was horrible to drive. You had to be so careful on the throttle, because a little bit more than halfway exiting a corner and you'd be turned around. So you learn so much from driving such difficult cars, that if you step into any other car, it feels so easy. So that definitely helped me, I think, my racecraft and overall consistency. So I guess just have fun. Don't necessarily stick to one car as long as you still have fun. And just keep driving and you'll get those lap times eventually.
Yeah, absolutely agree. To start with the one car, so I just suggest this to everybody as well, because this is how you can gain some confidence, comfortable on track. So just suggest people to start with the one car and then just focus on tracks, focus on like braking points and all this stuff, instead of just jumping from car to car. But also, as you said, it's really good sometimes to change car as you gaining some new experience from each car, and definitely then in the future, if you're jumping, I know, to random race where like you got a fun league with some different cars in it, you need less time to adapt to the cars. So that's a good thing. All right. Speaking about your sim racing career, are you planning something big for yourself? Like, do you want to be maybe a part of the esports team? Maybe you want to gain 5K rating, 6K rating, something like this. So tell us more about your plans in the future.
Well, I'm already part of a sim racing team, INIT Sim team. Oh my god, I had a thing about that for a second. So yeah, and I'm really happy to be there with good people around me. So definitely want to stay there. I guess for my goals, I got a couple. So they have the Screen Speed Dream Team, which I would love to be part of. So I'm definitely going to be aiming for a spot on the team. And it would probably be a great idea to really gain some iRating as well, because it's really low. But yeah, I mean, that's what you get, because I actually barely do any official races. So everything I do is hosted or in a league. So I never actually gain any iRating. I think I must have been able to get like 3K if I'd actually practice and race official races. So that's definitely a good goal as well.
Yeah, you got really good plans. Can you tell me about your sim racing team? Where you're in? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a INIT Sim team, and we welcome everybody. It doesn't matter who you are; you're always welcome to drive with us. We've got loads of drivers, also different categories. So we've got iRacing, ACC, R Factor 2. I think there's couple that are still driving Assetto Corsa as well. And then we've got Gran Turismo as well. So it really doesn't matter what you're gaming on. There's always a place for you at INIT Sim Team.
That's awesome that your team is really flexible with categories, because some teams, they really only focus on like one simulator. That's awesome. Are you doing any specific preparation before your league races? Can you tell me more about your routine of how you prepare for the races?
Oh, my routine is not preparing at all and just panicking 10 minutes before race start and thinking about everything that I haven't done. Like, oh, how much fuel do I actually need? And then for the last 10 minutes, I'm always doing loads of stuff that I didn't account for earlier. I'm chaos. Yeah, I got no race preparation at all. Yeah, no.
All right. The main question, is it working in races?
Sorry?
Is it working in races? Like you not having any preparation and you having good results? Yes.
No, I did prepare for Nürburgring, so Germany, the ADAC SimRacing race. But then you don't need to refuel. Otherwise, it's not working out. No. Mm-hmm. I think everyone that followed me knows that I did make a couple of mistakes in a couple of races, which actually made me take a break from racing for a really long time. And I actually only started racing again for the ADAC SimRacing Expo. And I think taking a break sometimes works out really well. For me, it did, I think. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna change my approach to races.
Yeah, I think if you're going to have more practice, that's definitely going to give you more confidence on the track. So I think that you noticed that because you prepare for SimRacing Expo event already. So you should notice that you felt a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all, you know, sometimes jumping into races without practice, it's absolutely okay. I'm doing this as well. Then I'm like, okay, we're just going to like practice in the race with other people on the track. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's really difficult as well because you don't know the car. And then there has to be just a tiny change that makes you spin that you're not prepared for because you just haven't practiced enough. So I definitely can't recommend it. No.
All right. Do you have any plans in maybe one day go to real life racing?
Not at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm fine with sim racing because it's full road to real racing. I mean, I'm trying, but I don't think that I ever get to have the money to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'd like to, but I'm not gonna keep dreaming of that. No, I'm more of a realistic person in that regard.
Yeah, understandable, because in real life racing definitely so expensive and it's really hard to get into. Even if you got good results and everything, you got your talent and speed, it's really hard to get sponsors and to get into the team then, unfortunately. I hope in the future maybe it will be like more open opportunity for everybody. That will be great, especially, you know, we got championships like Tag Heuer, Porsche Sport, Super Cup, where people can get like into the real car, can try it. That's a good opportunity. So hopefully we'll get people from sim racing maybe taking a part in big championships in real life as well. Then after they winning in sim racing, it will be awesome.
Yeah, we're really working hard on that. Screen speed is at least. But yeah, it's a really big step, and there is so many talented women out there. So yeah, it's definitely possible. Just I think for me it's a little bit out of my league. But as I said, I'm more of a realistic person, and I mean, if I get a shot at it, then I would take it. But I think I'll stick to sim racing for now.
Mm-hmm. Let's dream a little bit and imagine like you get opportunity to test the racing car. What this car would be for you? Like, what is your dream car to drive on the real track?
It's a very difficult question. I think it'd be the LMP2 or the F4 because I've driven those the most at this time. So I think it'd really be one of those two. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. People in the chat.
It's so difficult to choose between one or the other.
Yeah, people in chat guess that will be LMP2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking about the women in sim racing and motorsport also, how do you feel to be a girl in a male-dominated sport?
I mean, it's hard getting women into the whole group because the community is really lovely, but that community that I'm in largely consists of only women, and for men it's really hard to lose against women in sim racing, and I think you can still see that everywhere. So I just hope that we can learn to work together and do things together and women against men, but try to get them both to compete in sim racing, but also in real life racing. And it'd be so great to see a woman making it into F1 like Susie Wolf did, and everyone that went before her. So yeah, but I think there's still a lot that needs to change before we can see that happen.
Yeah, I think from my side of view, that's all starting, that from childhood was splitting things like that's a girl stuff, that's a boy stuff. So that's all starting from this. If this thing will disappear somehow, because when I was young, my dad let me like, you can choose whatever toys you want, and I always been choosing the cars, so I play with them. So that's why I'm ended in the karting, and then in real life racing, and now in sim racing. So I think if this thing will disappear, like people not going to split like boy stuff and girl stuff, like children can choose what they want, like toys to play with. Then maybe we'll see more girls into karting and into sim racing as well, and overall also boys and guys, they not going to feel like, oh my god, I've been beaten by the girl and it's a bad thing or something like this. So they just going to treat us as equal competitors, and that's it. Yeah. So
I think that's really important.
Yes, I think that everything started like from childhood and then go into adult life, and that's why we got this situation. And definitely Screen to Speed doing good stuff. So taking more girls and women into sim racing and into racing as well. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's awesome that they're trying to pave a way for us into motorsport, and not just in front of the camera, but also behind the scenes. There's lots of possibilities, which is really commendable. And I think Steffi Bau deserves a shout out for this, because she tries so hard to make this all possible for us, and I'm grateful for all that she does. And it got me to great experiences. One to the US, which was my first time, and then to Germany as well, where I met so many people. So it's given all of us so many great opportunities. And I really hope that one day we can return the favor by really getting women into motorsports.
Yeah, so I absolutely agree with you that Steffi doing her best for us, and really dedicated of what she's doing for us and for sim racing and motorsport, and that's a good thing. So before we wrap up, can you tell me what will be your motto of the life?
A motto. That is, I have not thought about that one. Oh, I don't think I can answer that. It is, I am so bad at those things. If you believe it, then you can make it. I think that will be my motto. It is the
All right.
most horrible motto there is.
No, it's not. It's great. Okay, thank you so much for taking your time and talking with us. That was really fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you on INIT Talk next time on Thursday next week. See you. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
INIT Esports focuses on sim racing events and digital tournaments. They bring esports content to fans and sponsorship opportunities to brands while maximizing audience reach across multiple sports, industries, and platforms. INIT Esports is a woman led company where diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility is in their DNA. And their platform aims to combat bullying and cheating to help make the esports world as safe and fair as possible. To learn more, be sure to log on to www.initesports.gg or follow them on social media at INIT Esports. Join their Discord, check out their YouTube channel, or follow their live content via Twitch.
This episode has been brought to you by Grand Touring Motorsports as part of our Motoring Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, tune in each week for more exciting and educational content from organizations like the Exotic Car Marketplace, the Motoring Historian, Break Fix, and many others. If you'd like to support Grand Touring Motorsports and the Motoring Podcast Network, sign up for one of our many sponsorship tiers at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. Please note that the content, opinions, and materials presented and expressed in this episode are those of its creator, and this episode has been published with their consent. If you have any inquiries about this program, please contact the creators of this episode via email or social media as mentioned in the episode.